Good morning. Sylvie's here.
Maida's here.
Olsman's here.
Oh, everybody getting an early start today. 5 whole minutes early with a quorum.
We're just dedicated to our job.
That's right. That's right.
I just didn't want to forget.
Yeah, that's a good point. I set my clock for 9:50 and 10 o'clock to remind me why I had my alarm go off twice. So, got to do what we got to do.
Well, we got a lot of stuff on today's agenda.
Roop's here.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Kenny's here. Good morning.
Good morning. We're all in attendance, so we'll go right at 10:15.
Morning, Bill.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, all.
All right, it's 10:15. All commissioners are in attendance, so we will go ahead and call the January 13th, 2021 agenda meeting to order. Due to COVID-19, we will continue conducting agendas via WebEx for the foreseeable future. I ask those participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. First order of business today is the approval of minutes from January 6th, 2021. You all have seen those. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from January 6th of 2021, say aye.
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 Those minutes are approved 5-0. We do have 10 orders today and also a couple of case discussions, but I will point out the case discussions are put on as an opportunity for judges to bring upcoming cases to our attention, not actual cases that we're working through to make decisions on today. And with that, we'll be pulling the second case discussion, which is EC 2020-0408 pre-hearing memo from today's agenda. So first up is tariffs and new orders. Number one is file number WC 2020-0181. It is Linda Beecham, complainant, v. Missouri American Water Company respondent. This is a report and order on a pro se complaint case, and Mrs. Beecham, or Miss Beecham, brought a complaint over high water bills when there was no evidence of a leak. This case was a difficult one because there really wasn't a lot of answers, but I think the order reaches the correct result. Miss Beecham was a credible witness, and her explanation about her water usage levels and her daycare business doesn't explain the high levels that she was billed for, or why the usage appears to decrease significantly after the AMI meter reading device was installed. So for me, it was a little concerning that it wasn't Missouri American Water, but instead another utility, the sewer department, that actually chose to reach out to her after seeing her reported water usage levels and being concerned that there was a leak. It was also concerning that Missouri American didn't test her meter. So this report and order finding Mrs. Beecham's favor on her complaint is version 1, and I support it. Commissioner Kinney.
For all the reasons you stated, Mr. Chairman, I do support it too. It's, I will state in my tenure, it's an unusual complaint case, but I think it's the proper decision.
Thank you. Commissioner Root.
I agree that this order is the correct decision, and I support it.
Thank you. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ER 2021-0153. This is in the matter of Evergy Missouri West Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri's West Demand Side Investment Mechanism Rider, rate adjustment and true-up required by 20 CSR 4240-20.093 sub 4. Evergy Missouri West submitted a tariff sheet adjusting its demand side investment mechanism rider, and the company also submitted supporting testimony. Staff reviewed the filings and prepared a recommendation, and staff's recommendation was for the semi-annual adjustment to be allowed to go into effect. No other responses were received, so this order approves the tariff sheet to go into effect on the 1st of February, and this is version 1. Commissioner Kinney?
I am in support of the order.
Commissioner Root?
I am supporting the order as well.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ER 2021-0152. This is in the matter of Evergy Missouri Metro Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri Metro's Demand Side Investment Mechanism Rider, rate adjustment and true-up required by 20 CSR 4240-20.093 sub 4. Similar to the previous order, Evergy Metro filed supporting testimony and a tariff sheet adjusting the company's demand side investment mechanism rider under its approved MIA program. Staff reviewed the filings to make sure the tariff sheet was consistent with the approved DSIM program and all of its applicable statutes and regulations. After performing that review, staff recommended the tariff sheets be allowed to go into effect, and no other responses were received. So I support this order approving the tariff revision, which will go into effect also on February 1st. This is version 1. Commissioner Kinney.
I'm in support.
Commissioner Root.
As am I.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file numbers ER 2021-0159 and EO 2021-0160. This is in the matter of the adjustment of Union Electric, DBA Ameren Missouri's fuel adjustment clause for the 35th accumulation period. So Ameren Missouri submitted its true-up filing for the FAC recovery period of February 2020 through September of 2020. The company also filed its FAC tariff sheet, which includes the under recovery that the company has requested to be approved for true-up. The FAC tariff sheet would be an interim rate for February 2021 through September of 2021. Staff reviewed the testimony and filings and recommended the true-up amount for the recovery period 32 be approved. Staff also recommended the interim FAC tariff sheet be approved. No other responses were received, so I support this order approving the true-up amounts and the tariff sheet. And this is version 2. Commissioner Kinney.
I am in support.
Commissioner Roop.
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I concur.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up.
Yes,
file
I
number- Next up is file number WM 2020-0403. This is in the matter of the application of Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company, Inc. to acquire certain water and sewer assets of Terre du Lac Utilities Corporation.
I literally just have to call in case they ask me some crazy questions.
Travis, could you please mute? Thank you. Confluence submitted an application seeking a CCN and approval to acquire water and sewer systems assets for Terre du Lac. Staff reviewed the request and recommended it be approved so long as there was no acquisition premium. We held a local public hearing on December 15th, and a few days later, Confluence, Terre du Lac staff, and public counsel filed a unanimous stipulation and agreement. The agreement permits the transfer of assets, with Confluence agreeing to the conditions recommended by staff and agreeing to not seek an acquisition premium. Confluence will adopt the existing water and sewer rates for Terre du Lac systems. I don't believe the transfer of assets is detrimental to the public interest. I also believe that Confluence has met the 5 Tartan factors and should be granted the certificates for the acquired systems. So I support this order approving the unanimous agreement and authorizing the transfer of assets, and this is version 2. Commissioner Kinney?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I do support the order, and I might mention that Terre du Lac has had a history of a distressed system, and I think this is in the best public interest.
Thank you. Commissioner Roop?
I concur with Commissioner Kinney's comments.
Commissioner Coleman?
I agree. I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving this order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EU 2020-0350. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Metro Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri Metro, and Evergy Missouri West Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West, for an accounting authority order allowing the companies to record and preserve costs related to COVID-19 expenses. This is the report and order authorizing an accounting authority order for Evergy to track for consideration in future rate cases certain costs and savings related to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'd like to thank Judge Jacob for a very thorough and well-written order, especially since this is her first big case. With that, I support this order as drafted version 4. Commissioner Kinney.
I support the order and would like to echo your comments for Judge Jacobs. An excellent report. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Roop.
I agree with previous comments. I'm in support.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 4 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number AO 2021-0164. This is in the matter of a motion for an emergency order establishing a temporary moratorium on utility discontinuances to protect public health and safety by mitigating the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. This order denies Consumer Council of Missouri's application for rehearing and or reconsideration of the Commission's order denying a motion for the moratorium. I support this order as drafted version 1. Commissioner Kinney.
I support the order.
Commissioner Roop.
As do I.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye.
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 That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number AO 2021-0164. This is in the matter of a motion for an emergency order establishing a temporary moratorium on utility discontinuances to protect public health and safety by mitigating the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. This order pertains to the same application for rehearing and or reconsideration that we just disposed of. Since the application for rehearing could be seen as a request to issue an emergency rule to ban disconnects by all utilities through the end of March, we are treating it as a separate request. This order denies that request since it doesn't appear that the request is consistent with criteria in section 536.025.1 RISMO for emergency rules. So with that, I support this order as drafted version 1. Commissioner Kinney,
I am in support.
Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting the order as well.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ET 2021-0082. This is in the matter of the application of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri, for approval of its surge protection program. This order just sets a procedural schedule on Ameren, Missouri's application with an evidentiary hearing set for April 13 and 14. And I support this order as drafted version 1. Commissioner Kinney,
I'm in support.
Commissioner Roop,
As am I.
Commissioner Coleman,
SMI.
and Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye.
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 That order is approved 5-0. Last order of the day is file number ER 2021-0158. This is in the matter of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri's electric service tariff rate adjustment relating to MIA EEIC rider. Ameren, Missouri's filed a tariff sheet adjusting the rate for its energy efficiency investment charge. Staff reviewed the tariff sheet and supporting work papers. Staff pointed out that the rates include the remaining components from the company's MIA 2016 through 2018 program, portions of the currently effective 2019 through 2021 MIA components, and a small portion of the forecasted program costs and throughput disincentive for the extended MIA Cycle 3. Staff recommended that the amended tariff sheets be approved. No other responses were received, so this order approves the tariff sheet to go into effect on February 1st, and I recommend we support this order as drafted version 2. Commissioner Kinney,
I am in support as well.
Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. That concludes reports and orders. As mentioned, we do have a couple of case discussions for judges to just mention a couple things that are in our near future. First up is file number WC 2020-0407. This is a complaint case with Judge Jacobs. Judge?
Yes, I'm here, Chairman. So the
go
memo's
ahead.
I'm sorry. The memo's been provided to the commission just to call to your attention that there is a hearing scheduled for this Friday. It's a remote hearing. It starts at 9:15. This concerns a consumer complaint. The complainant is Mr. Scott and the company is Missouri American Water.
Okay, thank you for that. Any commissioners have questions for the judge at this time? All right, hearing none, thank you, Judge. We'll move on to file number WR 2020-0344. This is Missouri American's general rate case. Judge DePel.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So I've given you a memo also outlining the 8 local public hearings. These are going to be our first local public hearings conducted in a large rate case via remote systems. So these will all be online. The video or the Audio of the hearings will be streamed on the Commission's website, which is a new feature. Usually local public hearings, we don't have that opportunity. Also, customers were given the opportunity to email or call and still have the opportunity, a special number or a special email address in order to register to speak. And I will be contacting each of you when it's time to join the local public hearing.
Okay, thank you. I believe we have all of those hearings covered by at least one commissioner as well. Any questions for the judge at this time? All right, hearing none. Thank you, Judge. That concludes our case discussions for today, but we do have one other discussion on 20 CSR 4240-20.050. This involves the variance committee. Natel, would you like to kick off this discussion?
Sure, thank you. 20 CSR 4240-20.050 contemplates that the Commission will establish a variance committee to address requests for variances of individual metering requirements. We had a variance committee, but a couple of the members are no longer employed by the Commission, so we are making a recommendation that they be replaced. For the Industry Analysis Division, I recommend Clara Eubanks to cover the engineering issues and Robin Clethermus to cover the tariff rate design issues. And then from Staff Counsel's office, we recommend Nicole Mers. And so we ask that the Commission vote to establish the three of them as the net metering team.
Okay. Just a couple questions for me. How often does this variance committee meet? And what exactly are the types of issues? I mean, obviously, you can tell from the title, variances, but I guess if you could just give us a little more background on it.
The committee is only for when we receive requests for individual metering requirements. So if someone wants to change the type of metering from individual to master meter or vice versa, the committee would consider those requests and make recommendations to the Commission. They don't meet unless there is a request. The last request was around 2015.
That would be why I'm not that familiar with it. Okay. Any questions for Natel from the Commission? All right, doesn't sound like it. So I will make a motion to approve your request for those three individuals to be on the Variance Commission, Variance Committee. Is there any?
Kenny
Seconded by Commissioner Kenny. Is there any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That motion is approved 5-0. There is the Variance Committee. All right, thank you, Natel. All right, that concludes all of our discussions for today, so we will just move to scheduling. Next up, this Friday, January 15th, we have an evidentiary hearing in WC 2020-0407. This is Scott v. Missouri American Water at 9:15 a.m. That will be via WebEx with Judge Jacobs. Again, Monday, January 20th. We have agenda at 10:15 a.m. We will have Liberty's State of the Company presentation that day. Also, a local public hearing in WR 2020-0344. That's Missouri American Water general rate case via WebEx, Judge DePel. The first one, that will be Riverside, St. Joseph, and Lawson at 6 p.m. Thursday, January 21st, we have another local public hearing in that same case, Judge DePel, St. Louis at 6 p.m. Friday, January 20th, local public hearing, same case, Judge DePel. We will do Arnold at noon. Monday, January 25th, local public hearing, same case, Judge DePel. We will do Maryland Heights at noon, and we will do Ferguson at 6 p.m. Tuesday, January 26th, local public hearing, same case, Judge DePel. We will do Warsaw and Warrensburg at noon. we will do Jefferson City, Mexico, and St. Charles at 6 p.m. Wednesday, January 27th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. We have an evidentiary hearing in EO 2020-0262. That's Evergy's 9th prudence review of FAC costs. That will be at 9 a.m. via WebEx, Judge DePel. Thursday, January 28th, evidentiary hearing, same case, continuation. Evergy's 9th prudence review, 9 a.m. via WebEx, Judge DePel. Friday, January 29th, local public hearing, back to the Missouri American Water rate case, WR 2020-0344. That will be Branson and Joplin at noon, Judge DePel. Wednesday, February 3rd, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Thursday, February 4th through Thursday, February 11th is the NARUC 2021 Winter Policy Summit, which is being held virtually this year. And Wednesday, February 10th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. Are there any comments, requests regarding scheduling? All right, hearing none, having no other business coming before the body, we will stand adjourned. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank
You,
you.
everyone.
Chairman.